Good evening, America. You're watching Channel 5 News. I'm your host, Can You Jack Me Off? And I am a convicted sex offender. It's 6:15 and it's time for our investigative report with Rock Ironbra. Last week on News 5, his report of the discovery of fecal matter in fertilizer plants across America shocked the globe, and it has earned him the Goldsmith Prize for investigative journalism. Our mailroom has been flooded with letters of praise for his courage, his honesty, and his integrity. We here at Channel 5 News are proud to have him on our team ever since his debut report on how quitting smoking actually causes cancer. This week's edition of Rock Querry tackles the unseen outbreak of intolerance in our nation's schools. Now, let's get her did.
Rock. Iron. Bra.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Rock Ironbra here on location at Sir Jack Daniels Middle School, uncovering what I've found to be a breeding ground of intolerance. Most of you viewers at home believe your kids are coming here to learn how to tolerate other people's ridiculous behavior, when in fact, once you peel up the fuzzy pink bath mat, the cockroaches of intolerance begin to scurry. All across America, 10,000 schools just like this one, our kids are becoming victims of a new type of intolerance. Even the bullies are bullied in American schools now. From what I've seen during the past week, something nobody seems to want to acknowledge, I'm going to take you on a tour de intolerance now of just one of those schools. But first, I must warn you, some of the images you are about to see might be disturbing to some viewers. As I walk down this busy corridor full of bustling young scholars, the first thing one might notice is an almost inhuman lack of intolerance. Take this girl, for example. No one makes fun of her stupid haircut, or the fact that she clearly bathes in rotten milk. Or this young go-getter. He strides confidently down the hall, despite his crippling ugliness. No bullies around to point out that his fanny pack guarantees a future full of friendless celibacy. On the surface, it seems like America's war on intolerance is working. Every student a strand in the fuzzy pink bath mat of the public school system. As we arrive here, at the teacher's lounge, it becomes apparent what happened to the American bully. Just one look at this sign, and you can't deny the separation amongst the people here at Sir Jack Daniels Middle School. Teacher's lounge. No students allowed. It seems innocent at first, but the message is clear. I'm pretty sure the Jews weren't allowed in the Nazi lounge either. Let's head inside to see if we can find some answers. Inside the teacher's lounge, the first thing you'll notice is the cloud of cigarette smoke lingering in the air like a bingo parlor. The smell of Bailey's hitting highly caffeinated coffees invades the nostrils. The sound of coughing and antidepressants being dropped is overwhelming. That's when you see them. The shadowy figures of intolerance glare at you through the mist like the monsters in that movie, The Mist. As of yet unaware of our film crew's presence in the lounge, the teachers sip their coffee in utter silence.
Hey, you kids know you're not allowed to smoke on school property. Go on, go smoke across the street.
Fuck you, Miss Smellicon. Yeah. Fuck you smelly ogre.
Excuse me, my name is Rock Ironbra, Channel 5 news investigator. I vividly remember the time when our African-American brothers were not allowed to smoke in front of the bus either. I just thought those times were over. Can you explain to me why you think that kind of attitude towards kids is appropriate? Keep in mind, madame, you are on camera.
I don't care who you are, you're not allowed in there.
So you have nothing to say in defense about this horrible intolerance you've just shown towards innocent young children's right to smoke in a public place?
Look, we really don't have time for this right now. This is a 2-minute bell. We all need to get to our homerooms and take attendance.
Slow down there, Mario Lopez. I have a few more questions to ask.
Sorry, but if we are not there, who's going to ensure the students aren't tardy?
So you actually admit you have something against the disabled students?
Well, we do keep them in the basement, but wait, do you know what that tardiness means, don't you?
All I'm hearing is our policy is to be intolerant towards these students' retardiness.
Look, I've had enough of this.
Looks like we're not going to find any more answers in here. Let's pay a visit to some classrooms and see if we can't uncover some more intolerant cockroaches. As we approach the gymnasium, my eyes are immediately drawn to another glaring example of intolerance our children have to deal with on a daily basis. Two doors, similar in appearance, separated only by a water fountain. Above each, a vulgar display of gender segregation, destined to be together for a species to continue. But here at Sir Jack Daniels Middle School, they built a wall between the two. And the Republicans wonder why there are so many homos running around. Speaking of running around, it sounds like there's a basketball game going on in the gymnasium. Let's peek inside and try to get an idea of what gym life is like here at school. We've seen several examples of the mental anguish embedded in these students' thought process and attitudes. Now let's take a look at how the physical aspects of intolerance can negatively affect these young, fragile psyches.
Come on, Calvin. You see more hustle out there. Good game face, Nathan.
Thanks, Coach.
Excuse me, I'm with News 5 for Rock Querry. Do you mind answering a few questions about the American gym class?
Well, I do have a responsibility of blowing this whistle, but I guess I can put it down for a second or two.
I noticed the boys and girls can share a gymnasium together. Why do you think they can't be trusted to share a locker room as well?
Well, it's not what I think, but the school has strict policies about that sort of thing. Personally, I believe, hey David, stop picking your nose. That in order, Sarah, tuck in your shirt. God damn it, have some dignity. I think the answer to that, Allah, damn it, Muhammad, box out Samantha, let's hustle now. Question, you really, Thomas, tuck your shirt back in. Have some pride. You have to ask, Mark, quit cleaning your guns in class. Another question which, Cerrone, I told you not to bring your muskox to class. Inevitability brings about, Jenny, quit sexting with my wife pictures of your guinea pig's genitals. Nice 360 windmill out there, Nathan. That was a real monster jam. Calvin, if you showed half the effort Nathan brings to the class, you could actually earn some A's like he does.
So Nathan gets straight A's because he is stronger, taller, and obviously more talented? Is that really fair to Calvin?
Was it fair that Nathan was born with dwarfism, scoliosis, hepatitis A, kidney disease, which he had to get to fight the skin-eating disease, and he had his whole arm chewed off by a rabbit chihuahua while he was in the womb? Calvin's the Adonis over there. Waltzes into a class every day, flaunting his God-given perfect genetics, throwing his natural talents around with no effort. Nathan shows up every day with a smile, climbs up and straps himself to Calvin's back, and he just gives 110%. I would give him a higher grade if there was a letter before A.
So Nathan is the handicapped kid?
Handy-capable.
So Calvin is literally carrying the whole team.
We don't really grade talent here, just effort.
And who would know more about effort than a guy wearing sweatpants and Velcro sneakers?
Coach, I think I got a hernia from that dunk. I think I'll be fine if I can just sit down for a bit without Nathan.
You can't just leave Nathan on the ground. You know he's allergic to floor wax. You better buck up there, buddy, if you ever want to succeed in this world. I want to see 20 laps.
Yeah, laps! They're my favorite!
Way to go, Nathan. That's what I want to see. 120%, man. You're just so awesome out there.
Thanks, Coach.
Wait, just because Calvin's a whiner, it doesn't seem fair that Nathan has to run laps.
Like I said, little champ doesn't ever complain. That's the sort of attitude we encourage in all our A students. Don't have to ask him, he just does it.
This is fun!
That's the most inspiring thing we've seen all day.
I'm fast!
Oh, look at the time. The period's almost over. We're gonna have to wrap this up. Okay, everyone gather round. It's time for cake.
Cake?
Nathan's mom brings a cake in the end of every class. And everyone gets a slice, except for the mouthpiece.
Hey guys, I got some cake for everybody! Freshly baked!
When we started this journey, I would have never guessed the most inspiring moments would have happened in the gym. We all remember the sad days when gym was a haven for bullies who never passed me the ball, skating by on their primitive alpha male dominance. It's awe-inspiring how much these things have changed in some aspects, yet deteriorated in other facets of the education system. Our next stop in this tour will focus on the warden in charge of this prison of intolerance. Misleading words glued to misleading glass. Prince Pal's office. But is he really your kid's pal? Let's talk to him and find out. Mr. So-and-so?
Actually, it's pronounced Soenzo. Who are you and what do you want? I'm very busy.
I'm Rock Ironbraw with News 5. I've been through enough here at your little prison to know that there is a huge intolerance problem. Can you explain why you think it is more important to sit in your office, drinking whiskey at 10 a.m., than to acknowledge the problem and take the steps necessary to see the end of intolerance in our schools?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know if you noticed from your palace here in the lap of luxury, with hot secretaries on tap, walls covered in accolades and degrees, your name on the door, separating you from the soldiers you have sworn to protect. But there is a problem at your school.
You mean my office?
During my research, I visited 10,000 public schools, 2,000 Catholic schools, and 2 driving schools. In all these buildings, it's always the principal that gets his own office. I didn't see one student or janitor office. You need to take responsibility for the horrible injustice America's youths are forced to endure at the hands of your hired goons. Is there no end to your obvious hatred, jealousy perhaps, of these students' long, fruitful futures? From the teachers-only parking to the use of hall passes, it's evident you are harboring nothing but disgust and contentment for our youth. Hall passes, like a barcode tattooed on the arm of a Jewish Holocaust survivor. I even saw a scary hobo in one of the Catholic schools denied access even though he had a hall pass. Do you deny that the Holocaust of free will is happening at our nation's schools at this very moment?
You have to be the most idiotic, ignorant, self-righteous piece of fuck I have ever had the displeasure of meeting. Leave, now, I have work to do.
Personal attacks? Well, folks, apparently this is how the man solely responsible for the education of our children deals with his problems. It's unfortunate, really. You could learn a lot from Nathan.
Get the fuck out of my office.
Our final stop on tonight's installment of Rock Querry is a typical American cafeteria. Once a paradise where youth could gather around cheap card tables, getting a much-needed break from the grind, almost like cattle put out to graze. Our children used to gather here telling endless dick and fart jokes over a plate full of chili cheese fries. Today, the atmosphere is much more somber. Kids are texting the person next to them and speaking in codes out of fear of persecution from the Nazi headmasters. The smell of steamed broccoli wafts around the room. The lunch lady's menacing cackle is soul-shattering. The menu seems, today, to be specifically designed to drain the life out of our vibrant youth. Steamed carrots, granola, steamed granola. What happened to the Twinkies, corn dogs, and the deep-fried cheese bacon poppers? I'm going to see if I can't jam my microphone between a tween and his cell phone in an attempt to get some insight into the new menu from a student's perspective. Excuse me, I'm Rock Ironbraw from Channel 5's Rock Querry. Can I borrow a minute of your time? Hello? Hello?
What do you want? I'm rocking the new Theory of a Nickel Jam album. It's mega swipe, you heard?
No, I'm more of a big Shiny Tunes fan myself.
Peace, Grandpa.
Excuse me, you two. I'm Rock Ironbraw from TV's Rock Querry. Can I interrupt your hardcore makeout session to get your thoughts on the state of America's middle school cafeteria system?
No, but how about some privacy, man?
Yeah, come on, Lance. Let's go to that spot in the hallway where we first held hands.
Don't worry, kids. You can say whatever you want here, without fear of any consequences from the powers that be.
My dad watches your show. It's fucking gay. Fucking super gay.
Yes, we do have fun. Alright, man. Catch you later, bro. There they go. Our nation's future. Probably off to go find some cheerleader who needs help with their algebra homework. Ah, perfect. A strapping young lad who doesn't appear to be on his cell phone. Excuse me. Can I talk to you for a few minutes?
Better be quick. I've got a raid at the computer lab in 5.
Panty raid? Withstood the test of time. So you seem like a boy who knows where to find a greasy meal.
It's not my fault. I'm a food addict.
It must be hard to keep your robust figure with the implementation of the school district's new healthy choice law. Can you share with our viewers the trials and tribulations you deal with during your typical lunch period?
Well, for me it's confusing because at home we don't eat anything that doesn't come with its own gravy. So me and my sister actually feel worse when we eat vegetables. We took out all the pop machines and replaced them with booster juice. That shit's like $10 for a 7-ounce cup. You used to be able to get 4 liters of chocolate milk for that price. I wouldn't mind it if there was a choice, but they've taken away the option.
So, if given the choice, you would choose these less healthy alternatives?
Fuck yeah, man. Do I look like I want to be a policeman or a firefighter? I was well on my way to being the next John Goodman, but now I can't focus. I've lost 30 pounds in the last month. I lost the lead role of Elder Cunningham in the school's production of the Book of Mormon on Broadway. I get the shakes, and I'm pretty sure this healthy food's given me hair in some really weird places.
Is your sister showing any side effects of this herbivoric diet?
Actually, she got it even worse than I did. Since the law passed, she's lost 200 pounds, her acne cleared up, and she doesn't sweat Baconnaise anymore.
She sounded simply revolting. How is that worse?
Well, the problem is she wasn't used to all the attention beautiful people get. Our father never talked to her out of fear of becoming permanently impotent. So when she was suddenly seen as desirable, she had no experience dealing with men's bullshit. She couldn't handle being popular and is now 2 months pregnant with triplets.
Oh, you're Tina Carruthers' brother. She's part of next week's show on teen pregnancy and its effect on global weather patterns.
Yeah, that's her. Okay, man, I'm gonna go raid.
Go get them panties, you little scamp. We saw some pretty disgusting things here today, as well as some things that might trick you into thinking there's hope for our children. But one might ask himself, is there really any hope left? Only time will tell. And if things keep going the way they have been, this reporter will be loading up on ammo and hiking up to the mountain. A young woman crying alone in the hallway. Could it be she is buckling under the pressure of an intolerance we have not yet seen? Excuse me, miss. I'm Rock Ironbrow with Channel 5's Rock Querry. Can you tell the viewers at home what has you so upset?
It's just that Mr. Robertson won't allow spaghetti straps in class. I didn't bring an extra shirt, so I have to miss today's lesson. And there's a test on it tomorrow. Girls are not allowed to wear clothes that reveal too much skin. But our house burnt down last night, and it's all I have left. Mr. Soenzo thinks that spaghetti straps arouse the boys in class. He's fat and ugly.
So you're not allowed to wear spaghetti straps. Definitely sounds like intolerance. Clothing bans? What's next? You have to come to school in a bed sheet with the eyes cut out? What are we, in India all of a sudden? Let's find out if there's any truth to these claims. Excuse me, young man.
What up, Pops?
I want you to look at this girl here.
Okay.
Do you feel unfairly stimulated at all by her appearance?
No.
So her shirt doesn't magically transform you into a ravenous cave beast?
You mean like David Duchovny?
Exactly.
Dude, it's 2013. If I wanted to see a naked girl, it's not that hard. You could Google balloons and get a video of Rosie O'Donnell being fisted by 12 circus clowns while she's eating an entire wedding cake. So no, spaghetti straps don't exactly do it for me.
Maybe it's not the students who are aroused by the scantily clad underage girls. I'm Rock Ironbrow, signing out this week's edition of Rock Querry. I'll join you again next week when we investigate the possible connection between the steep decline of female and homosexual IQs and the amount of time they spend breathing in noxious fumes in beauty salons. I'm off to Google balloons. Goodbye, and good night, America.
If you've got more time to waste and want to listen to more cynical bullshit, click on the next link. If you'd rather be a fascist and force everybody to be tolerant to everything, go start a blog. Choose your own adventure.